Hello, sales team. Welcome to this edition of the Sales Channel. This will be our last sales channel for the 2014 year, and I want to thank all of you for your contributions throughout the year. And I also want to say we're really looking forward to 2015, where we start our new sales team, and the really fun time begins. With that said, we still have some business as usual, and the reason that I wanted to reach out to you today is related to an email that you should be receiving about some pricing changes that are taking effect. And I want to make sure that you're understanding why we have to do these things and basically how you can present this so if your customers have any issues. First of all, we've implemented the a pricing change for shipments that go into areas where it's very difficult for us to get our trucks back into an area where we have shipments, and that costs us a lot of deadhead mileage. So we've implemented what's called a post-delivery relocation charge, and this will apply in various states, but if you look at the map, it makes a lot of sense. Where out west and up into Canada, if we have a customer that uses us to those points, there will be an additional charge added to those shipments, and that goes towards the cost of moving that truck back into an area where we have other customers that will need it. So I think that makes sense. The other area that we've run into that is constantly costing us money to get loads covered is in the New York City boroughs area. The cost of tolls and just the cost of moving around through the 5 boroughs, many companies do not service that area, won't even go into it, or they give it to an agent. We continue to go in there in our own trucks and provide a very valuable service, but the cost of moving our trucks into that area and what we have to pay owner-operators to go in there has reached an all-time high. Therefore, we are implementing a New York boroughs additional charge that will go into effect at the same time. Those are the two major areas. There's some other issues that are involved with just tightening up some rules or clarifying some rules in the rules tariff of 101. But I do encourage you to take time to go through that rules tariff. And if anything doesn't make sense to you, please make sure you get back to us and we'll hopefully talk you through that. The other thing I want you to know is that there is a process that we're going through. This will automatically go into effect if a customer has pricing that's related to the 101 or has no pricing at all. But if you have a customer where we are going to lose a significant amount of business and it's of good quality, you can go to your division managers, state the case, and we will have an exception policy practice that we'll follow with those situations. That process will be to contact your DSM and go through like a normal pricing discussion. The ultimate decision will be made by the Revenue Management Committee that meets weekly to discuss those kinds of situations. So our intent is not to lose a good customer over these charges. On the other hand, is where we need to, where we can, we really need to raise our margins to protect what it costs us to service those areas. Now, I'm going to pass it over to Rob King, who has some additional information.
Thanks, Forrest. We're all going to have a lot on our plate moving into the new year. We've got new accounts, we've got new areas that we need to go to, and we've got new ways in which we're going to sell to our customers. One of the things we'd like you to start thinking toward is how you can play a more instrumental role in driving the change that we all know that we need to make as a company to be the best we can possibly be. So whereas in the past, we've all done a very good job of communicating to operations, to senior leadership, what those changes are that we need to make in order to be better, what we need to start doing as we move into the new year as employees is playing a more instrumental role in how and what those changes can actually look like. So start thinking toward not only what those changes are, but potential solutions. And as we go into the new year, we're going to help give you tools that will better enable you to productively and effectively drive some of that change in a more leadership role and certainly an inside role than what we've done in the past. So start thinking towards that direction, and obviously we're excited both for you guys to be part of that and as well for all of us to make this the company that we know it can be. Brandon?
Thanks, Rob. Lastly, what I want to share today is where we're at on backfilling the 3 open territories that we have available. Fortunately, I must say we've had an overwhelming number of responses from highly qualified candidates in all 3 markets. Rob and I are very close to making the announcement of who will be backfilling the Raleigh-Durham territory as well as the Newark territory. But first and foremost, I got to say, Ken May is joining by taking over the Boston territory. As many of you all know, Ken brings many, many years of operations experience and sales support to our organization. Please help me congratulate and welcome Ken to our new sales organization. Lastly, I do want to say, looking forward to seeing everyone after the Christmas holiday in January. We've got an exciting month planned as we start our new sales force. And again, have a safe holiday season.
To wrap things up, I just want to ask that you all go and look at the tariff so you'll be fresh on where those charges apply. And just in summary, most of the western states, without California, the post-relocation delivery charge will apply, and all points in Canada, it will apply. I want to wrap this up by saying Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all out there. And once again, we look forward to seeing you in early January for orientation, and then later in the month for a great sales education workshop in Florida. Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.